All eyes on Austin today as President Biden makes a visit to the Lyndon B. Johnson Presidential Library on the 60th anniversary of Johnson signing the Civil Rights Act. It will be his first public engagement since deciding to drop out of that presidential election just a week ago. The visit, originally set for July 15th, was pushed back, of course, after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Now, Steve Spriester got to Austin this morning, luckily ahead of that traffic, and will be there all day. Steve, let's first talk about security, which of course is top of mind. You're on your phone right now because you had to leave your equipment with the security team, right?
Yeah, Courtney, it's all about logistics and security right now. We are on my phone because we had to drop all of our camera equipment off at 10 o'clock this morning. We won't get it back until 1 o'clock. They're actually doing a security sweep of the building that you see behind me right now. That is the LBJ School of Public Affairs. And right behind that is the LBJ Library itself, where President Joe Biden will be speaking. And you talked about logistics, you talked about traffic. That is a big concern for locals here. The president is expected to land sometime between 2 and 2:15 on Air Force One. He will then be in a motorcade and brought here to the LBJ Library. He's expected to speak around 3:30. And like you said, we'll talk about the Civil Rights Act. We'll talk about what he would like to see for Supreme Court justice reform. And then he's going to leave. He's scheduled to leave sometime between 5 and 6. So you can imagine if you're already fed up with Austin rush hour traffic, it's going to be crazy in Austin as the president makes his way out of here on his way to Houston.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to leave early. That was well planned because we know Austin gets congested as it is. Let's get to the content, though, of the visit real quick. Originally about the Civil Rights Act, but we know Biden is set to take on a different subject. You just mentioned it, the Supreme Court reform.
Yeah, and one of the reasons he's at the LBJ Library is because the Civil Rights Act was one of, if not LBJ's crowning achievements, signed in July of 1964, ending discrimination on the basis of religion, race, sex, or country of origin. So that's going to be the main reason that he's here. But he also this morning sprung sort of a political surprise, I guess you would say, calling for Supreme Court justice reform. He wants term limits and he wants a stronger code of ethics. They already have a code of ethics, but he wants one that has some sort of an enforcement mechanism, which is not available right now. He also wants a constitutional amendment to say that the president of the United States is not immune from prosecution, which goes against what the Supreme Court ruled just a couple of months ago, Courtney.
Yeah, and one last question, Steve. Obviously, the LBJ Library, really important because of the 60th anniversary, but Johnson was actually the president to forego re-election, the last one to do that. Obviously, quite a different scenario as Biden, but it's worth noting that irony that's happening over there in Austin.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if he brings that up in his speech. The timing was a little bit different. LBJ dropped out much earlier, dropped out right before, I think right after the first primary in New Hampshire, decided he would not run, nor would he accept the Democratic nomination. Biden, obviously, we're not even 2 weeks away from when he said, a week and a day from when he decided he wasn't going to run. But that's one of the ironies. The other irony in this whole thing is that this year's Democratic National Convention in Chicago, when LBJ decided not to run, the Democratic Convention in Chicago. So there are a lot of similarities between the two men. It'll be interesting to see if President Biden brings that up in any of his speech today.
I did not realize the Chicago connection. Super interesting. Thank you so much, Steve. We'll be seeing you throughout the day. Stay put. All right, moving on. Over the weekend, 2 teenagers were arrested and charged with the murder of an 80-year-old woman who was killed by a stray bullet as she was leaving a graduation back in May. Today, we found out those teens are brothers. While one sits at the Bexar County Jail, the other was in juvenile court this morning. Our Erica Hernandez was there and is joining us now in the studio. Erica, what was his demeanor like?
Yeah, Courtney, he seemed for the most part pretty calm because he is a teen And he has not been certified as an adult. We can't name him, but his parents were present this morning for that hearing as well. They, along with his attorney, told the judge they were surprised that he was arrested for this murder. That he was also an A student. That 16-year-old, along with his 19-year-old brother, Jacob Rios, are accused of being in a shootout back in May. This all happened in the 600 block of East Cesar Chavez Boulevard. According to police, there was a shootout after the teens apparently tried to rob a man who then shot at them. Then they allegedly returned fire. Police believe that is when 80-year-old Heidi Silkworth was caught in the crossfire and was struck in the head. Silkworth was leaving a graduation at the Alamo Dome at the time she was hit. The 16-year-old today spoke to Judge William Cruz Shaw and told him he didn't even have a gun.
I was there at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I did not want to be there. I was about to leave. I really just want to go back to school and start school, get myself together. I was looking for jobs already, and I just want to help my family.
Now, Judge Shaw denied a request to let the teen out on GPS monitoring. He will be back in court, though, for another detention hearing in August. Courtney, as for his brother Rios, who was shot in the leg during the incident, he remains in the Bexar County Jail. No hearing has been scheduled for him yet, but coming up later this afternoon, we'll have more on this story as well as what the teen's mother and the judge had to say.
Yeah, he's so young. It's so hard to see those teenagers in these situations.
Yeah, and like I said, he was mostly calm for the most part, but we'll have more on the story.
Okay, thanks so much, Erica. Appreciate you being here. All right, switching gears, let's take a look outside with live cam. Those beautiful blue skies, but Sarah, I hate to say that our rain and lower temperatures are over. It's kind of a sad day.
It is. After a nearly 2-week stretch of cooler than average weather and rainfall, we're kind of back to status quo for late July and early August. I want to show you, though, that this year has been good to us rainfall-wise so far. Take a look at the last 5 years, including this year. Other than 2021, we are currently looking at our rainiest year in the last couple of years, especially compared to 2022. In 2022, by this time, we had only had a little bit more than 5 inches of rain. And in fact, with a current total for the year so far of 19 inches and 45 hundredths of rainfall, we are above average for our rains for this year so far. So really nice to be looking at how much rain we've seen so far this year. Unfortunately, that heat high, our best friend, is back, and it's going to be with us for the next several days. Take a look at high temperatures today forecast across the nation. It is going to be hotter up in Kansas and Oklahoma City and Dallas than here in San Antonio, but this is a sure sign that heat high is back. And coming up in the forecast, we're going to be talking about how that heat high causing temperatures to be hot, not necessarily so much hotter than average, but it is going to shut off that rainfall tap for us. And I do want to mention Saharan dust right around the corner. You'll notice that haze by Wednesday especially. A lot to unpack in the forecast, including a look at your local rainfall totals for the last 10 days coming up. Courtney.
They're definitely high. We got a lot of pictures of that yesterday. All right, now to a traffic alert. Heads up for drivers. A new construction project starting tonight on the northwest side. City crews starting to work on the sidewalks on Wurzbach Road from Fredericksburg Road to I-10. That work will be done in phases. The first phase will be near Blue Mill Road and I-10. That work will also take place during the overnight hours starting at 8 p.m. to 6 in the morning. Two-way traffic will continue on Wurzbach. Crews are fixing those sidewalks to improve access to bus stops and bridges for pedestrians. Businesses and their parking lots will still be accessible. The project is expected to be finished by the beginning of next year. Also happening today, everyone who lives in the Uvalde area can get a free vision screening today and tomorrow. July is Healthy Vision Month, and our health center on Evans Road near West Main Street in Uvalde will be offering the free service this morning. The event starts at 9 a.m. and goes till 3 p.m. and tomorrow. It's also first come, first served basis, so you don't have to sign up online. A San Antonio police officer is in the hospital after she was shot several times while responding to a domestic violence call over the weekend. And this noon, SAPD tells us that officer is waiting to receive further treatment but is in good spirits. It happened inside an apartment complex on Patricia Drive yesterday morning, just south of West Avenue and Blanco Road. When the officers went into that apartment, a man with a rifle who allegedly had been abusing a woman started shooting at them. SAPD says officers returned fire and got out of the apartment just to realize one of them had been shot. The injured officer was rushed to the hospital and underwent surgery. An SAPD SWAT team eventually did go back into that apartment to find that suspect dead. So far, we don't know whether he was killed by that initial group of officers or he took his own life. A woman found at the scene also walked away with minor injuries. If you or someone you know is in an abusive situation, we've got help for you. Just scan this QR code on your screen or visit our website, KSAT.com, for a full list of domestic violence resources available to you. All right, experts are discussing the future of transportation right here in the Alamo City, how you can be part of the conversation. Curious about the future of transportation? Well, we're giving you a sneak peek at a tech showcase with the latest breakthroughs in things like drones and autonomous vehicles. Our Tiffany Huerta shows us the latest technologies bringing transportation leaders from across the state together.
This is a glimpse into what the future of transportation could look like.
One of the examples that we're showcasing today is a conceptual video of what a flight would look like between the port and the Kelly Lackland hub right down the street.
Paco Felici with Port San Antonio discussed plans that could turn San Antonio into a hub for futuristic aircraft.
A vertiport is going to be a special kind of airport that in our case is going to be able to both host traditional fixed wing aircraft, but also the next generation of urban air transportation, which is electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. If that sounds like a mouthful, just simply call them flying cars or flying taxis.
Port San Antonio is present at this year's TxDOT Innovation Invitational Showcase, taking place at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in downtown San Antonio.
Think what would happen if perhaps we can relieve the number of commuters that come to us every day by car, and instead if they opt for this upcoming generation of transport, that's going to be a tremendous saving. It's also going to make our roadways that much more efficient.
There are different types of cutting-edge innovations like autonomous vehicles and these drones that are set to revolutionize travel across Texas and beyond.
These new technologies are going to help people make improvements to the road. You can see there's a mobile mapping system here behind us, and that's explicitly meant to drive these roads. You can go up to 70 miles an hour with it and keep people off the roads and improve pavement conditions. So you can assess the current condition of the road.
If you want to learn more about these technologies and speak with experts driving these innovations, the event is free and open to the public until 4 p.m. today. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, another look outside at Live Cam. This rain has been incredible for us for so many reasons, but there's some, I'll be Debbie Downer. The mold is really high today. My allergies are not happy.
I give you a permission.
Okay. It's not like me, but I'm going to do it.
Well, and this is the reason why, right? Molds are high. They're down from yesterday, so that's some good news there. Fall elm, though, is high, too. That's an allergen that only shows up for usually a few weeks this time this year, so keep that in mind. This is good news, though, with the rain. The aquifer continues to rise. It is still about 20 feet below the monthly average, but that's a lot better than this time a few weeks ago when the aquifer was 30 feet below the monthly average. Here's a look at your weather headlines. Heat high, it's back, baby. Mid-highs. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s. There we go. But bye to the rain. It'll be dry through the weekend. And we got to talk about Saharan dust. Next plume arrives Wednesday. Details coming up.
I love standing next to you, Sarah.
I know, this is kind of cool.
So
cool,
fun.
yeah.
You know what else is cool is the rain totals that we got. We were showing last night on Sunday night all of the pictures of the rain gauges, like kids standing next to them. It was amazing.
So much rain.
Yeah.
But before we get to the rain, we have got to talk about Jen out there at SA Live.
Yeah.
And Fiona. Hi, guys. What have you got going on for us this morning? What's the question of the day?
Well, as you can tell, we are not on set today. In fact, we've taken the whole show live from a San Antonio icon.
Yes.
Oh,
Look at this. We're talking Cajun Eats here at Acadiana Cafe. They've been serving up delicious catfish. This is one of the favorites, by the way. For 38 years, they've been in business. So many memories here. That leads to our question of the day today for you guys. Maybe you can chime in. Go ahead.
We want to know, what's your favorite, kind of family restaurant here in San Antonio that you love to take the whole gang to?
Good memories. It could be one that closed already too, if you got those memories. You guys got something?
I really liked, so I grew up in the Leon Springs area, so I really liked the grill out in Leon Springs, but they had a fire, so they're not around anymore, but I really liked that. It was so fun to go out there. So yeah, the grill for me.
Good one. Recently, Biff Busby's opened a new place. It's kind of our new favorite because I have a toddler, and so I can eat in peace. They have a huge playscape. It's kind of perfect. So it's new too, that location. So definitely check it out if you have kids and you want to be able to eat your burger while they run around.
All right.
Great question. I had to think about it for a second.
The play area.
So we want you to scan that QR code and let us know what yours is. And you may see it in the show when we continue live here from Acadiana Cafe.
More food coming up, ladies. Stick around.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jen and Fiona. We look forward to that. SA Live will be right after the show, so looking forward to that.
Love it.
And back to that rain. Yeah, we had so much rainfall. We're going to talk about neighborhood rainfall totals in just a bit, Court. But first, I want to show you our rainfall forecast. Take a look at this. Nada. Just practically nothing in the forecast for rainfall. Other than maybe an isolated shower or storm on Sunday afternoon, I think, in San Antonio, but that's still quite a few days off, and so we'll monitor that for you. But it is going to be a dry week, kind of back to the status quo of what you typically think of when you think of late July, early August. Not too hot, but definitely hot outside. And I want to show you, though, that it has been a great period of rainfall for us. Let's look at the 10-day rainfall total. So since July 18th, we have seen a ton of rainfall. Even where you see these greens, that's still some good rain. Now, unfortunately, some areas like Del Rio, Eagle Pass, not really seeing too much of the rainfall, but right over the Edwards Aquifer recharge zone and the contributing zone. Bandera, 7 inches of rain. Kerrville, more than 5.5. Canyon Lake, more than 2 inches of rain. The airport clocking in just under 3.5 inches of rainfall in the last 10 days in July. And then we look out toward Nixon, Smiley area, almost 6 inches of rainfall. Our southeastern communities, like out toward Hallettsville, also seeing some good rain. We can zoom into the metro area a little bit better here. 4 inches of rain in Helotes, about 1.5 inches up near Selma. Even the areas that, for a while were missing out on the rain, they got some good rain yesterday to kind of round things out, fill in the gaps. St. Hedwig, nearly 2.5 inches of rainfall. Lytle, unfortunately, 1/2 inch of rain. But again, this has all been good for us. We're starting to see, the aquifers start to level back out again. The lakes start to level back out. So we could always use some more, but at least we got some good rain around our viewing area here. Outside right now, though, it's 87 in San Antonio. Now, I have to mention this. So because we've had good rain, the ground is a little saturated with water. And so over the next couple of days, as we get total sunshine, the heat is going to really be on. The humidity is going to be pretty high as a lot of that groundwater starts to evaporate. So it's 87 in San Antonio, but it feels like 95 because of the humidity. Take a look at winds too. It's a breezy afternoon. South at 10 to 20 miles per hour. New Braunfels 88, feeling like 100. Bernie 82, feeling like 88 out there. For the rest of the day, we're going to be looking at a warm afternoon. 94 by 5. That'll be our high for the day today. And then later on tonight, if you want to go on an evening walk, it really shouldn't be that bad. It will be pretty breezy though this evening. We'll see a few gusts of up to about 30 miles per hour. Del Rio, it's going to be 100 in your backyard, 100 in Carrizo Springs, 93 in Kerrville, 92 in Gonzales, and 90 in Victoria. I want to talk about how the next 7 days that heat high is going to dominate our forecast. We're going to be close to the upper 90s, close to 100, but not too far off from the average of 96. And then one last thing to talk about Saharan dust is going to be back. This happens every summer. We've already seen a plume of Saharan dust. Mainly just creates a haze on the horizon. If we get a particularly dense plume and if you're sensitive to it, it may create some light allergy symptoms, but more often than not, that's because of the molds that are out there, because it's been a pretty rainy end of July. And then by Thursday evening, Friday, that'll be thinning out. But I do think Wednesday and Thursday you will see a haze on the horizon from the dust. And then other than that, it is going to be a hot forecast for us as we see temperatures close to, but not getting over 100 yet, Courtney.
I'll be positive now that the dust actually makes for really pretty sunsets.
It really does.
Yes.
It really does. Especially on the horizon there, it gets this beautiful orangey haze. So it's pretty nice.
Okay. See? Done with the Debbie Downer.
We can be a little positive.
Okay. Thanks so much, Sarah. All right, Bernie ISD students are getting their first taste of the real world by getting some on-the-job experience, and they don't even have to leave the district to do it. All right, question for you. Do you remember what your first job was and when you got your first paycheck? Well, this summer, 20 students at Bernie ISD got to experience that feeling. They were part of the district's paid internship program. They tell Patty Santos they got a true appreciation for learning life skills and money management.
I enjoy that type of work. I enjoy physical stuff.
It's a sense of pride for earning your own paycheck.
Truett Nieto and Evan Saunders both had their very first paid jobs over the summer. Truett, a sophomore in the technology department, was focused on getting laptops and computers ready for the start of the school year, while 16-year-old Evan in the maintenance department spent his time learning how to mix concrete, do electrical work, and move desks around to get classrooms ready.
I enjoyed painting a lot. That was one of the first things I did. It's fun. It's enjoyable, and it's a good life skill to have as well.
They're part of a group of 20 district interns who were paid to have an opportunity to learn new skills and explore careers.
There's not really any shops that do painting rooms or mixing concrete or figuring out how breakers work or what they do, or changing oil in a car. And that's good stuff to learn because it's just good life skills to have.
This is really my first job, so I'm just kind of learning what I like and what I want to do for work, as well in the type of environment I want to work for.
And what about that paycheck? Well, it's teaching them money management.
I'm saving my whole paycheck, yeah. I don't really have much to spend it on, so yeah.
I recently got my first check and I was a little in shock by the amount because I've never had that much in my bank account.
Patty.
What an amazing program. Smiles say it all. The district has done these internships for several years, and these kids say they're ready to come back next year. I don't blame them. Put that in savings. Good for you. All right, a new cancer screening option will soon be available for patients. How the process uses your DNA to help doctors get answers. Welcome back. Let's take another look outside. No rain clouds in sight for the first time in a while. That's sad, but at least we're drying out a little bit.
Yeah, and we're still feeling the effects of the recent rainfall, mainly, Courtney, in the form of humidity, okay?
Lovely.
It is, I know. Wonderful hair day, isn't it? All right, it is nice and humid out there. In fact, take a look at dew points. They are at the top of the dew point scale. Right now, we've got dew points in the low to mid 70s, so very, very high dew points, especially when you consider that whenever you have a dew point of greater than about 65 degrees, that's when you start to feel the humidity, and you can really see that we've got a tropical air mass in place. So that means heat index values, well, they're sky high. Even though it's in the upper 80s right now in San Antonio, it feels like it's 95, feels like it's 97 in Bulverde, 101 in Canyon Lake, feels like close to 100 in New Braunfels, feels like 102 in Seguin this afternoon. So as you're heading throughout your day, just keep in mind that it is going to feel very, very hot. 94 though for the high, which is technically cooler than average. And this evening is going to be pretty mild, temperatures in the 80s and very breezy too. We'll see a few gusts of up to about 30 miles an hour. So that heat high, it's back. Highs for the rest of the week are going to be in the mid to upper 90s. Say goodbye to the rain. It's going to be dry through the weekend, but I've got to talk about that plume of Saharan dust arriving by about Wednesday. And finally, I want to mention, I'm going to be comparing this July to last year's July, and the difference is staggering. So stick around for that. I'll have that in about 10 minutes. Courtney.
It's a memory I don't like to have. Thanks, Sarah. Well, we are learning more about the failure to stop the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania. As ABC's Rena Roy reports, for the first time, members of the local SWAT team that played a key role in protecting him are speaking exclusively with ABC News.
In their first public comments, members of the Beaver County SWAT team speaking exclusively with ABC News, describing what they say were planning and communication failures surrounding the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. That shooting killed a local firefighter and severely injured 2 others at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania earlier this month. The SWAT team says they noticed the suspect, Thomas Matthew Crooks, nearly 2 hours before the shooting, and something seemed off. At 4:26 p.m., one of the snipers texted, "You see me go out with my rifle, so he knows you guys are up there." By 5:14 p.m., they grew suspicious.
He was looking up and down the building and just wandering around, and it just seemed out of place.
Greg Nichols says he snapped these photos of the shooter and shared them in a group text to local snipers on the scene.
I assumed that there would be somebody coming out to, speak with this individual.
We have to assume that when he put that information out to command, that command took that information and did something with it.
It's unclear if their concerns reached members of Trump's Secret Service detail. The Washington Post reports the agents complained they were not made aware of the warnings.
We were supposed to get a face-to-face briefing with the Secret Service snipers whenever they arrived, and that never happened. So I think that was probably a pivotal point where I started thinking things were wrong, because that never happened, and we had no communication with the Secret Service.
The Secret Service declined to respond directly, but tells ABC News it's committed to better understanding what happened and is offering complete cooperation with ongoing investigations. Members of the SWAT team believe they did everything they could to prevent the attack, but accept their share of responsibility. They add they're studying footage of the site because former President Trump plans to hold another rally in western Pennsylvania soon. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
To California now, where firefighters continue to battle the Park Fire, now the 7th largest fire in California history. About 2,000 people were ordered to evacuate yesterday. And the man accused of starting that fire is due in court today. He's likely to face an arson charge. The DA's office says the court is also set to assign him a public defender at the hearing. Cal Fire says the Park Fire has burned more than 360,000 acres, a span that's larger than Los Angeles. And those crews need a lot of extra help. That's why Texas firefighters are on the way, our state deploying a crew of 100. We've reached out to SAFD to see how many local firefighters might be going. They're prepared for bad air quality, which has put millions of people under alerts. Well, it's the first blood test to help doctors detect colon cancer. It's been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration as a primary screening option. It's called the SHIELD test. It's shown to be 88% effective at detecting stages 1, 2, and 3 of colorectal cancer. The test is meant for adults age 45 and older with an average risk for the disease. It works by detecting tumor DNA in the blood samples, and your doctor would have to order it for you. The price has not been announced, but it does meet the requirements for Medicare reimbursement. SHIELD is expected to launch within the next week. Well, most renters don't see themselves owning a house anytime soon. That's according to a new CNN poll. 86% of current renters say they like to buy a home, but they can't afford one. Among those, 54% say they will never be able to afford a home. Due to the increase in house prices and mortgage rates, the housing market is facing an affordability crisis. When it comes to age, younger Americans are more hopeful that the situation will change. The poll found 53% of adults younger than 45 who want to buy a home believe it's likely that they eventually will. That's compared to just 32% of people older than 45. A local U.S. Army veteran is at the Olympics right now. What he says it means to him to represent the U.S. in Paris. Coming up. All right, Sarah, with all of this rain, our yards look pretty good, but
do.
the aquifer is looking pretty good too.
The aquifer, Courtney, is up nearly 10 feet since July 5th. Yeah, we've gotten some good rain right along the recharge zone. Aquifer up 10 feet, but here's the thing, it's still about 20 plus feet below the average for the month. So yes, there's been improvements, but we still got to practice those water restrictions. In the pollen count, molds are high because of the recent rain. Fall elm is also high, and looking ahead to the future, it's going to be a pretty dry stretch here. Not much of a chance for rain in our near future. I'll tell you what that means for high temperatures, and we'll compare this July to last year. Remember last year? It was pretty bad. I'll remind you coming up.
So you were mentioning last year versus this year.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even, you're so lucky you're pregnant this year.
Yeah, right?
Because it was rough for people last year.
So bad.
So
it was
hot.
so bad. So far, you know, we've had a pretty good July, but I want to remind everybody of last year. Let's go ahead and take a look at your screen. Here are last year's high temperatures since July 10th. Okay? Ooh. 100 to 106. I know it's a lot on your screen, but it was a lot last year, okay? It was so much to see day after day of triple-digit temperature. All right, look at your screen. Here's how this year's stacked up a lot better, dramatically different. I mean, take a look at the 13th, okay? Last year we had a high of 106. On the 13th, the high was only 85. That's some 20 plus degrees cooler. And at times we've seen highs repeatedly in the 80s rather than in the hundreds, let alone the 90s. So impressive to see a big difference here. It's all because we've had a more active weather pattern this July, able to see some rain and some good rain out there. Since July 1st, we've seen 4¼ inches of rainfall at the airport. That's the official site at the airport. And that is almost 2 inches above the average for the month. So an impressive amount of rain for July. And when we compare it to the year so far, we've been able to see almost 20 inches of rain, which is more than an inch above the average. So we're actually in a rainfall surplus technically so far this year and this month. August, though, is typically a fairly hot and dry month for us, and it will be hot to close out July, all because of this heat high. Take a look at the clouds and the rain moving up and over this heat high as that high blocks out any rainfall from developing. And it's kind of almost like, you remember when you were a kid and you played with a magnifying glass and burned the ants? That's kind of what that heat high does, okay? It intensifies the sun, and we're going to see that hot weather right over Texas in the coming days, and it's going to keep out the rain and cause temperatures to be at least hotter than what we've been dealing with the last several days. Now, it's not going to be obnoxiously hot. We're not going to be dealing with triple-digit temperatures one after another, just a little bit warmer than average. Average is 96 this time of year, and by about Saturday, we'll be looking at a high temperature right around 98. Outside right now it's 87. It's mostly cloudy. It feels like it's 95, and the winds are pretty breezy. We've got a south wind steady at about 15 miles per hour. You can see on the visible satellite it's fairly cloudy out near Del Rio. That's good because that's keeping those hot temperatures temporarily at bay. Otherwise, we've got puffy cumulus clouds out there and mostly cloudy skies. Here's what it feels like right now. Feels like 100 in San Antonio because we have high humidity in place. Feels like 100 in Pleasanton, feels like 95 in New Braunfels, feels like 106 in Victoria. And as we look ahead throughout the rest of the afternoon, I think a peak heat index of like 102 to 104, 94 degrees for the high temperature. We'll have breezy winds from the southeast at 15. By sunset, it'll be 85 degrees. And then this evening is going to be fairly mild but breezy. And we'll have temperatures falling to near 80 by midnight. Got to mention that the Saharan dust is going to come back. This happens every year if you're new to San Antonio. The biggest thing you'll notice is the haze on the horizon. It'll create a bit of an orange haze, especially towards sunset. Sometimes if the plume is dense enough, it can cause some minor allergy issues. But again, I don't expect this plume to be too dense. That 7-day forecast is outdated. So what I'm going to tell you is that the biggest thing you need to know is that highs are going to be in the upper 90s in San Antonio. And we're going to have that haze through about Wednesday, Courtney.
And then it moves out.
and then it moves out.
Yeah, I think one of the things you said, though, people might think we got a ton of rain, the water restrictions might not apply. So that's a good reminder.
Yeah, we really need to make sure to still apply those water restrictions according to your water provider.
Yes, don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. All right, this is such a cool story. A U.S. Army veteran who lives in Bernie is headed to his first Paralympics game in summer in Paris. Tiffany Huertas takes a look at his journey as he shares what it means to him to represent his country at the Paralympics.
Paralympic archery requires concentration and technique.
It's been a lot of sacrifice and a lot of really long days.
Jason Tabansky spends countless hours practicing here at Leading Edge Archery in Bernie.
A typical training day is I'll meet up with my coach here at the shop around 9:30, and we'll shoot outside, I don't know, for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. It's mainly about arrow count and quality right now. So we're shooting anywhere from 150 to 250 arrows and getting really good quality shots in.
This sport has played a significant role in Jason's life by providing him with a competitive and therapeutic outlet.
I started shooting for the U.S. team, and it's progressed through international competitions. I've gone to 2 World Championships now. I've won the Pan American Championships twice. I got a silver medal at the Pan American Games last year.
The Brownsville native is now getting ready to compete in a prestigious international event this summer.
So I've been able to travel all over the world and progress to where I am now, which is I'm going to Paris next month to the Paralympics.
I met Jason in 2017 when he had recently begun his journey of learning this sport.
So the first time I met you, I was just starting into para-archery, just starting to get the adaptations, trying to figure stuff out, kind of like a kid with a big dream.
Tabansky retired as a staff sergeant after serving in the U.S. Army for more than 15 years.
That journey took me through 2 tours in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq, and then I got to visit amazing places like South Korea. I lived in Germany for 5 years and then eventually went through an accident that brought me back home.
His life changed forever in September of 2015.
I was a CH-47 helicopter crew member, just covering it up, coming down the aircraft, and it was kind of slippery that day. It was drizzling, so I had a slip, fall, no big deal. Woke up the next couple of days with some pain that kept on progressing until eventually I woke up in a hotel room as my body was shutting down. And it turned out that the impact from the fall had aggravated something in my neck, and an infection was growing there as well, and it just paralyzed me out of the blue.
While he lost his ability to walk, Jason says he never lost his desire to live life to the fullest.
My coach and good friend Scott Hamlin has been there from day one. I mean, I remember rolling into a shop with a bow that was all sorts of out of whack, and he looked at it and was like, man, if we're going to get you to compete at the level you want, we're going to have to start from scratch. And that was 7 years ago, and here we are now.
Tabansky's wife and coach are deeply moved by his journey and achievements.
There are no words to describe how proud I am of Jason. He's wanted this for a really long time, and it's just really neat to see him represent his country in a different way, and I'm just extremely proud.
I'm really excited for him. I've been on this journey with him for 8 years as his coach and mentor, and I know the work that the kids put in, and it's extremely difficult to do what he has done in a very short period of time. So I'm excited.
What does it mean for you to represent the country?
It means a lot, honestly. Every time I put this shirt on, I look down and I see the name of the country that I served for so many years. And I think of all the sacrifices that my brothers and sisters have made, and for those that didn't get a chance to come home, I want to be able to live my best life for them and represent their name the best way I possibly can.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Serving in a completely different way. The level of resiliency is incredible. The Paralympic Games opening ceremony will be August 28th on Jason's birthday. He'll be qualifying on the 29th, which is, believe it or not, his wife's birthday. So congratulations, Jason. We'll be watching from San Antonio. What an amazing story, Sarah. This is just incredible. All right, let's head over to Fiona and Jen. What are you guys up to?
Hey there. Well, we are doing the whole show live from Acadiana Cafe near Marbach and 410 as it's coming up to the end of an era for this San Antonio staple.
That's right, 38 years, so many memories. We have Dave Saylor here with us. How are you feeling about everything?
Bittersweet. Where it's a new era for us, but all these loyal guests and all the memories here at Acadiana, we're going to treasure. It's just been outstanding, the response we've gotten.
Some cheers even?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes, okay, well, we're going to share some recipes from Dave and talk to the customers, hear what they have to say, because there's a lot of memories going on here. And it leads to our question of the day. What is that family restaurant that you just love?
Yes, be sure to scan that QR code on the screen and let us know. Share some of those memories. It could be a restaurant that closed down, but we would love to see that.
Maybe a photo or two. Okay, and families are also getting ready for back to school, so we called in the pros here at Acadiana too. They're here joining us. We have Elisa Beard with Home Operations and Organizing Coach. Yes, what do you have there?
So right here we have a at-home homework kit for your kids to complete their homework without having to look for a pencil or feel like they don't have the supplies. It's all right here for them. I can't wait to share more.
All right. And what to wear to work? Well, the guys here are dressed in their dress down best. We're going to tell you how you can nail those smart casual vibes when SA Live continues.
All right, here's your updated 7-day forecast. 94 today, but then we're going to be even hotter in the days coming up. So high temperatures will gradually climb into the upper 90s. And notice that Wednesday and Thursday I put the hazy on there. That's because we're going to have some Saharan dust out there that's going to create a haze on the horizon. This happens every year. Not only is the dust creates a haze on the horizon, but it also is very good for agricultural purposes, especially across the rainforest. So it has a purpose. It happens every year. As we look toward the weekend, and another hot weekend for us, only a small chance for rain on Sunday. Yeah, so isn't that cool? Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on something about how that helps. Yes.
Love it. We'll look out for that.
Okay.
We're also going to look out for a really special edition of SA Live. Jen and Fiona are at the Acadiana taking it on the road. Take it from here, ladies.
It's an iconic spot in the Alamo City, a family favorite for Cajun food, and it's closing its doors in August. But Acadiana Cafe is still serving customers, and we're live from the restaurant.
The new school year is just days away for some, a few short weeks for others. So now is the time to get back into